Yes, me and Doodle, the Prince of Dogness. I don't know, just get into the Halloween spirit. Halloween's coming up. Halloween is, when is Halloween? Thursday? I think it's Thursday. So Halloween is coming up, and then you've got Day of the Dead, and 2 days, Day of the Dead, Days of the Dead, Day of the Dead. So yeah, a lot of fun, cool stuff coming up. You know, stuff that you can have fun at without looking too much into it, right? Without reading too much into it. So that's what Doodle says, anyways. Isn't that right, Doodle? Isn't that right? Is that right? Yeah, that's what Doodle says. So welcome, everybody, to another Trippy Food Grab Bag live stream. Got a lot of fun happening today. Oh, we got a lot of people in the room already. No, it says 2, and I see 4. So I see Adam Heb. I feel like Miss Jean again. I see Adam Heb, and there's Ice Hand, and there's little Miguel, and hi, there's Janice, and no. So yeah, so there's something weird with that number because I see 4 people in the chat, and I see that number is 2. So there's something going on there. So we have Adam, we have Ice Hand, we have Miguel, we have Janice. I don't know. I don't get it. It still says 2. So I don't know what that 2 is. Maybe it's cuts the number in half. Maybe it's an average. Maybe it's like the magic number. And when somebody gets a 2, like when somebody logs in and they get a 2, you know, there's a prize or something. I have Doodle on my arm. We're gonna have to work on somehow. I said his name. He looked up. I'm gonna have somehow figure out a nice way to get him off my lap, only so that we can do the, you know, our live stream. But he's so adorable and he's so cuddly. Look at this face. Look at this face. Look, how could you say no to that face? How? He's so adorable. And he doesn't even get Halloween. It's an abstract concept to him. Doodle, I'm going to put you over here, right here for a second. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get you a snack. I'm going to start you off with a snack. Ooh, there's not much left in here. They're little snacks. So you can have more of them. You want that? No, I'm going to put it right here. And if you want it, you can have it. And you don't have to eat it. All right. So let's say more people have jumped in. John, who, I thought he changed his name again, but it's Films. Films is back. Welcome, Duncan. Glad you can make it. Doodle just took off with his little snack, but I'm sure he'll be back. Did I miss anybody? John King, I got you, right, John? I recognized you. I mean, I didn't recognize you, but I recognized that you came into the room. You'll have to forgive my hair. It's doing crazy things, but I'm growing it out. By Claudia had requested. She says, your hair would be nice if it was long enough to put in a ponytail. I'm like, all right, you know, you're the one that looks at it, so that's fine with me. So kind of growing it out, but it gets like difficult to manage. It's in that kind of awkward teenage stage. My hair is, so you know, we'll work on it. Doodle is lovely. He is lovely. He's a good boy. I hope you don't mind if I'm drinking my morning coffee in the afternoon. Well, although it might be morning for some of you. Well, you know, if we have like Greg of Tomorrow joins us or something. Val, what is your costume for Halloween? I hadn't given it much thought. I haven't really done anything for Halloween. I should get something. I should put something together. It's an excellent question. What am I going to do for Halloween? I don't know. I'll put something together. In the past, it's kind of been easy for me to just throw some stuff together. But I don't really have stuff to throw together anymore that hasn't already been used. So I want to come up with something else. Yeah, I'll come up with something. So maybe, again, Halloween, I think, is on Thursday. Maybe we'll do some Halloween type stuff on next week. For our live stream next week, we'll do like Halloween leftovers or some odd thing like that. We'll try to do some Halloween fun stuff. I mean, I suppose we could do it. We could have done it today, but, you know, I don't know. Call me lazy. Zombie. I could do zombie. You know, it would require some makeup and, you know, rip up some of my clothes and stuff. But yeah, I could do that, John. That's a suggestion. I think anything is going to require makeup at this point. You know, or I could go as like take the glasses off, wear a blue denim shirt, and go as Jay Leno, right? That's what everybody else thinks. And it's so funny because These are not the glasses that I originally had. The glasses that I originally had, I lost. So I was out for a walk and they fell out of my purse somewhere. I backtracked twice, I couldn't find them. And so I went back to where I got them originally. And I said, hey, I lost the glasses, but you guys have them, you guys have everything there. Can you just, get me a new pair of those glasses? Do you have the frames and stuff? And they said, yeah, well, you actually still have the frames, so we can get you those glasses, but we need a new or an updated prescription. So I didn't, they couldn't use the old prescription. It was going to cost like $70 or something like that if I did another, if I got another prescription. And so I said, well, I have a prescription for my other glasses. Can I use that? And they said, yeah. So I went to, where was it? Target, I think, and to their optometry place. And I got the printout of the prescription for my glasses. And so they used that and they made these glasses. So the thing about them is that it's different, even though it's the same prescription as those other glasses, the exact same prescription, I see things differently. And so things are a little bit fuzzier and stuff. So I think they said that you just have to get used to it. There's some differences. These I wear on the live stream because they're anti-glare. And so if I was to wear those other glasses, that anytime the lights would hit it, you'd be getting the glare from the lights and everything. But these are anti-glare, so they're better for doing a live stream. But the other thing is that I think, and you guys can tell me, is I think that these glasses make me look older for some reason. Somehow you see the glare, but you guys can see the glare, right? And there, and then here, no glare. So that's why these are the obvious choice for doing a live stream. Go as Val from Trippy Food. Heard it's a super popular costume this year. Adam, if somebody else is going as Val from Trippy Food, I would love to see pictures of that. That would be cool. Or a Mosca. How to do a Mosca? I mean, like a Jeff Goldblum Mosca, maybe. Have to have the big eyes and wings, indeed wings, and maybe another set of arms. Because I got the legs would count. Insects have six. What is it? I'm trying to remember. Insects have 6 and arachnids have 8. I think that is. I mean, it's doable. Maybe I'd do a paper mache head, a fly head. I could do that, maybe. You seem early today. It's night here, as you know. Am I early, though? Maybe it just feels early or something. I mean, the time's the same, which reminds me, though, we are getting close to when we set the time. Is it back or forward? I can't remember. It's back. We are getting close to that time. And I don't know what time that is. I think they should just do away with it. Do away with it completely. Now, other countries, they don't change the time. Like, and for varying reasons. Like, for instance, in Colombia, they don't change the time. And the reason they don't change the time is it's on the equator. So they have the exact same amount of daylight all year round, right? So they never change their time. They don't have like daylight standard times or anything. It's always the same time. But there's some places in the United States, like Arizona. Arizona is on Arizona time. They never change their time either. And I think they ought to do that. So here's my idea for it. So first, start off by setting it either if you're gonna go ahead half an hour and then lock it in there. Or if you're going to go back half an hour and then lock it in there, right? So that you're splitting the difference between the two times, and then lock it in there, and then just make that the time everywhere, right? Half an hour earlier, half an hour later. Then start working on, all right, let's divide the country in half, like the contiguous 48 states. Let's divide that in half, like, and let's have an Eastern time zone and a Western time zone, right? So now you've divided that in half, and you simplified it even more. And then eventually just do away with it completely and have United States time and have the same time. Now, some people are going to complain, oh, it's going to be dark when I get up in the morning. It's going to be dark when I'm going home at night. It's like, yeah, I don't know. There's no way to please. How do other large countries do that? How do, like a country like Russia? Russia's it's a long country, right? I mean, it spans from the Bering Strait, like right across from Alaska, all the way to Eastern Europe, right? It's big. Does Russia have time zones? Do they have separate time zones? I don't know. Let's see. We changed the time back by an hour. Yes. Back. When do we do that? Is that next Sunday? next Sunday, I think it is. Is it? I don't know. I reorganized my DVD collection yesterday. I'm on a mission to own every Marvel and DC movie. I have a good chunk of the Marvel movies. I have 27 Marvel movies and 9 DC. Seems to me they've made more than 9 DC movies. I mean, there's more than 9 Superman movies, right? I mean, like there's how many Christopher Reeve Superman movies were there? There was 4, I think 4 Christopher Reeve Superman movies. And then you had like 3, I mean, you get some Brandon Routh Superman movies, and you had whoever the new guy is, Superman movies. Like there's like 9 right there. So yeah, it sounds like you got a lot of work to do. I'm trying to remember if this was the only Flash movie they ever did. They did the Green Lantern movie. They did a ton of Batmans. So you got to get caught up on the Batmans. So yeah, it sounds like you got some work ahead of you. Russia has 11 time zones. Well, that would make sense. Because it's a long country. It's a big country. What always cracked me up is Russia is considered a European country, right? Now, to be fair, I guess the very, very eastern part of western part of Russia is in Western Europe. So it's considered European, but most of the country is actually on what's considered the continent of Asia. Here's another thing that bothers me. Everyone knows there's 7 continents, right? Now, to be fair, Europe and Asia is the same continent. I mean, if you look up the definition of what a continent is, it's a body that's surrounded by water, right? Like that's why Australia is a separate continent. It's large enough to be considered a separate continent instead of a big island like Greenland or something like that. So, we're doing travel today. It's about time we do some travel. We're a travel and food YouTube channel. It's about time we do some actual travel discussion. So this is it. This is our travel discussion. Some of you could argue it's a geography discussion, but is there a difference? Really? I don't think so. Hey guys, let me know, because to me it looks like the color is going in and out. Like I'm seeing color now, and then like for a brief second it went to black and white. So let me know if you guys see that too. I'm thinking I'm seeing it. So anyways, Europe and Asia, it's the same continent. I don't know why it's considered a separate continent, but it is considered a separate continent. And technically, if you discount the Panama Canal, North and South America are actually one continent, because it's all connected. It's a single landmass. It's all connected. So technically, it's a single continent, but now you have the Suez Canal going through it to kind of break it up. So, whatever. I mean, you'd have to go back and change all the books and everything. Maybe it's a pain. Go as a water balloon. That would be interesting. Now here's the thing, John. You mean I could see doing the balloon part of it. The balloon part of it seems like it would be easy enough to do, right? But then you say a water balloon, you would have to actually fill it with water. Now there'll be several problems. One is with being inside the balloon, being able to keep the water in the balloon. And the second one is with a balloon large enough to cover my body or most of my body, the weight of that water would make it impossible to move. So although it's a fun suggestion, it seems like an impossibility to actually execute. I think the only way you could do it is you could have 2 balloons, like one nested inside the other with just a little bit of space between them, and then fill that space with water. That might work, but it would have to be something solid. It would have to be something solid that looked like a balloon, like solid clear plastic or something like that. So I don't know. More trouble than it's worth to be able to do that in within 7 days or something. So I don't know. I own 6 Batman movies so far. So which Batman movies? I imagine you own all the let's see, there's the Michael Keaton. I'm trying to think. He did 3 maybe? The 3 Michael Keaton movies, and then there was the one with Val Kilmer and the one with George Clooney. Technically, you could say there's 2 with George Clooney if you consider the Flash movie, where George Clooney does a cameo as Batman. You could say that. Technically, since North and South America are connected, they could be considered one continent. That's my thought too, Isan. That's my thoughts exactly. So, or Beetlejuice. Go as Beetlejuice. Well, the problem with that, John, I mean, it's not really a problem, but everybody and their sister is going to go as Beetlejuice this year because the movie is coming out. So everybody's going to be dressed like Beetlejuice this year. Not everybody, but maybe 20%. 20% of the people are going to be dressed like Beetlejuice this year. No, he only did 2. Which one? The Michael Keaton? Michael Keaton only did 2. I own all of the 4 Batman movies from the 90s, The Dark Knight and Superman versus Batman. Original Batman and 2 Michael Keaton. When you say original Batman, you're talking about Adam West Batman? Because that was a movie, 1966. There was the Batman movie, which was a movie version of the television show. So it was Adam West and Burt Ward, the Batman and Robin, and then all the usual cast of characters as far as the villains go. So that was a movie, and so that technically, I guess that would be considered a DC movie, I think. As I said, Val, it's Duncan here. Clocks went back yesterday in the UK. Oh, so I didn't know. That's another good question about is the UK one of the countries that sets back the clocks? And it sounds like yes, they do. So well, I wonder. No, I was going to say I wonder if it was today and I missed it. But if it had been today, my computer would have told me it was I was an hour off. So probably not. Probably not that. All right, so we are at 1:16. I was busy yapping. We were talking about travel. We were talking about geography. We were talking about time. So, that's why we're here. We're here to talk. You can watch me, film stuff all the time, but we're here to talk and we're here to have a conversation and we're here to learn stuff. Even I learned stuff. So there we go. And then forward in April. Do we do ours in April too? March, April timeframe? I don't know. They just need to get rid of it. That's it. And UK only has one time zone, right? I think UK only one time zone. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with our adult beverage now. I think I used this as the grab bag last time. This obviously, you guys know the logo. You know where this is from? Anybody? I know you know. I know you know what the logo is, where this is from. I know you know. Somebody help me out here. Oh, I already have it out. All right. So I bought this just because I needed a bag last time I was at Walmart. See, I gave it away. And last time I was at Walmart, but this is like one of those refrigerated bags, so it keeps things cool. So I have our beverages in there, and I did have that in there, but honestly, the best temperature for drinking beer, 45 degrees Fahrenheit. 45 degrees. So room temperature right now is probably about 70 maybe. And then in that bag, because there's ice in there, it's a lot colder. So let it sit out for a minute. It's probably just perfect. So this is our adult beverage. So let's get started with our adult beverage. And today's adult beverage is Cerveceria Modelo Cerveza Victoria. It is 4.0 ABV, which is actually on the low side. Cerveza Victoria was founded in Toluca, Mexico, by Agustin Marandaz in 1865, and then it became La Compañía Cervecería Toluca y Mexico S.A. in 1890. In 1935, Cerveceria Modelo bought all of the Toluca brewery's assets. So it's still brewed by the same brewery that originally was brewing it, Cerveza Victoria, but it is now owned by Modelo. So you guys have had Modelo, I think. Maybe you've not. We've not done Modelo, but Modelo is a pretty popular beer. I don't know why we haven't done it. Maybe we should just just do it for one of our live streams. Anyways, so this is Victoria, and this is one of the oldest beers in Mexico. So that's still around. This is one of the oldest beers in Mexico. So we're doing Victoria today. Now, as long as we're talking about Victoria and not the Queen, Victoria. Who did that song? Who did the song Victoria? A little trivia question just thrown out there. So our trivia question for today is regarding Victoria. And the question is, where is Victoria Falls, the world's largest waterfall, located? Again, where is Victoria Falls, the world's largest waterfall located? Doodle, do you know? Do you know where Victoria Falls is located? Do you know and you're not telling me? Do Do you know? I'm going to take that as a yes. He doesn't really give it away. He doesn't speak English, though. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up. It's hecho en Mexico. Cerveceria Modelo Mexico. Richard Simmons, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys remember when I was at Julie's at Trippy Food East. She has one like this, but it has a skull head on it, like a Day of the Dead kind of opener and everything. And it was like we were using it. I think it was the same week that Richard Simmons actually died. So the fact is that it had a skull head on it. It was Richard Simmons, and yeah, I'm not going to get too much into that. I almost poured it in my coffee cup. Where is Julie to rate my pour? Our Trippy Food Beer Tornado glass. It has almost like a nutty smell. Well, that goes down pretty easy. It tastes, you can definitely taste the grain in there. I mean, honestly, it tastes like your standard Mexican lager. There's nothing really crazy about the taste. It's like a standard Mexican lager. It doesn't have too much of a bite. It's like an all-round utility beer. It has that almost citrusy kind of taste, like maybe from hops. Has almost like a citrusy kind of taste, like a citrusy bitterness, but not much of an alcohol bite. It's a pretty basic beer. So this is like sitting at the bar drinking a beer kind of beer, or the kind of beer like if you're wondering. You have a meal and you want to serve a beer with it and you don't know what to serve with it, you just serve this because it seems like you could serve it with just about anything. So I'm going to give that a thumbs up. It's not an enthusiastic thumbs up. It's a thumbs up just because it's a very basic beer, but it's not, it's not horrible. It stands up to just about anything. It's a drinkable beer. So yeah, I'm going to say thumbs up. It's a beer, it's a good traditional beer. Since it's Halloween season, it's Zombie Richard Simmons. That might be an interesting one. To go as Zombie Richard Simmons. Yeah, that could be fun. I'd have to wear one of those with the shorts thing and we'll see. And the tank top thing. And the tank top thing. All right. So the question was, where is Victoria Falls, the world's largest waterfall, located? Let's see what the guesses were. The guesses were, I know, Doodle. I know. The guesses were, yes, I said that was correct. That song I was singing was by the Kinks. So Duncan says Australia. Ice Hen says Africa. Janice says Zimbabwe. And Ice Hen says it's in Halloween. Oh, he was talking about zombies. I thought I was thinking Zimbabwe. So the correct answer is Zimbabwe. Yes, it is. The largest falls in the world, which is Victoria Falls, is in Zimbabwe. And if you wanted to say what town it was located in, it is in the town of Victoria Falls. That would be an easy one. All right, cool. I say Norway. I say Sweden. So let's call the whole thing off. All right, another sip of my morning coffee. And let's go on to our first snack. Now, our grab bag today is sponsored by Trader Joe's. This is one of the Trader Joe's generic bag. It's not one of the city bags. I think I'm going to get this one out of the way just because I think it's going to be a little bit more complicated. I need more room. I mean, I have a whole room here, but everything's kind of like squished together for my for me to work. All right, so this is, I will find it. Hénaff, I think. Maybe that's my pronunciation. It is French. You ninny. Why do you think I speak with this outrageous accent? It is Hénaff French champagne pork pate. This is a product of France. Hénaff was founded in 1907 by Jean Hénaff, so it's not just a catchy name, Aristide Gantier, and Joseph Stanislas Moreau. He's got a whole bunch of names. Joseph Stanislas Moreau de Lizore in, I feel like Matt, Poldrezuc. Maybe that's it. Poldrezuc, France. Yes. So it is pork pate. And pate is mostly made from liver, but it can also have other organs and other meats in it mixed together. But this is French pork pate with champagne. No coloring, no preservatives, right out of the can. And this shows it's spread on a little piece of bread with some onion, a slice of onion. We're not going to put a slice of onion, but we are going to put it on a little slice of bread. Our trivia question: what is the difference between pate and liverwurst? What is the difference between pate and liverwurst? All right, here we go. Janice always gets it right. Well, Janice looks it up, Duncan, and you can do that too. Well, I take that back. Janice doesn't always look it up. Janice has something that you don't have. Janice has an Ed, and you're probably saying, "What's an Ed?" An Ed is her husband Ed, and her husband Ed is a font of information, and he almost always knows the answer. And when he doesn't know the answer, she looks it up, and that's okay. So the idea is, we used to do it for like points and everything, but we never kept track of the points. It was just kind of a thing. So the idea is, if you want to take a guess at it, if you think you know it, just throw it out there. If you want to take a guess at it, just a stab at it, take a stab at it. If you want to look it up and then throw the answer out there, look it up, throw the answer out. So we're all learning something, I think, from doing it. And so you're not penalized, and somebody doesn't win like a grand prize all expense paid vacation to Detroit, Michigan, or anything like that. It's just it's just for fun, and hopefully we all learn something from it. So yeah, there's no rules. Duncan, you can look it up too. So there we go. I was trying to say I was thick. No, I don't think so. It's just, some people know these things and some people don't know these things, but Janice looks it up. So, well, she looks it up or she goes to Ed. One of those two things, but she almost always gets it right. I think maybe a couple of times she drew a blank on it or something. I think it was like while she was out in one of the theme parks or something like that, and she didn't have immediate access to like Google or anything like that. So, you said you don't have a head. I don't have a head. Oh, Doodle. Do you see a head? Do you see it? What? I know. I am petting. No, you can't have this because I'm guessing there's garlic and probably onion in here. Let me see. You know those French that put everything in here. Ingredient: pork livers, onions. Yeah, so that's a no, Doodle, because it has onions in it. I can't give this to you. It has onions in it. No, it has onions in it. You can't have onions. Then you'll get sick, and I'll have to clean it up. And I'm not into that. So I'll give you one of these. I know you like these. I know. He's like, no, give me the pate. I don't want one of those. I want the pate. Here. Doodle, you love these. I'm going to need to move you, Doodle, because I'm going to need to spread my pate. All right? So I'm going to need to move you. Here's my little piece of bread. All righty. And no, Doodle, I would love to give you some of this, Doodle, but it has onion in it, and you can't have onion. Onion is bad for dog. I'm going to be honest, though. This looks a little bit like his food. That's what it is. I opened the can, which looks like a can of his food, about the same size, and it looks like his food, and it probably smells like his food. He's probably looking at it going like, that's my food. And I can have some of that. That's my food. It's not his food. All right, let's see. It doesn't look that spreadable. It's pretty solid. That's kind of a lot. It looks like there's some gelatin in there, but ooh, it smells like dog food. Not gonna lie, that smells like dog food. Maybe I went to the wrong place. Maybe it is dog food. Maybe I opened one of his cans of dog food accidentally. That could be dog food. I got this, by the way, at Cost Plus World Market. So if you want to, so here's a good question. I'm gonna actually create a poll. Bear with me one second. All right, I'm gonna create a poll here. Poll. Let's start a poll. I can't talk and type at the same time. Did you finish that already? You little piggy. You finished that already? I'm going to try this in a second. It might not even be good. All right. Start poll. All right. So the poll question is, have you tried any item because you saw it on one of our live streams? So that's a question. It's like, because I tell you where we got these, usually tell you where we got these things, and then tell you what it is. And so just out of curiosity, like the beer or the soft drink or anything, have you ever tried anything, like went out and tried something because you saw it on our live stream? Doodle, I'm going to eat that, and I need you to like stand down here. No, you got to stand down. You cannot have that. I know it smells good from your standpoint, but I cannot let you eat that because it has onions in it and you'll get sick. And then I have to clean up after you, and I'm not really into doing that. Here we go. So you'll get a close-up of that. There we go. It looks like dog food, I'm not going to lie. Now, supposedly has champagne in it. It's going to make for an interesting goût mélange. That's for certain. Now, usually things with organ meats, like liver, a really, really strong taste. But this one is a little bit subdued. Maybe it's because of champagne. Even like liverwurst or Braunschweiger have a really, really strong taste as well. Have any of you had Braunschweiger or liverwurst? Just, kind of a show of hands. Who's had liverwurst or Braunschweiger? Braunschweiger is similar to liverwurst. I'm not quite sure what the differences are. Maybe somebody can tell me. Because I like to learn. That's pretty good, but it's really mellow. Usually pates have a really strong flavor. I think it's kind of weird because I don't even know if this is the thing, but to me, I think that what would perk that up a little bit of orange zest. I think a little bit of orange zest on that really perk that up. Not the best pate I've had. Also not the worst. It is what it says it is. I'm going to give it a thumbs in the middle just because it is what it says it is. It's not terrible. So it trends towards the good side. So I'm going to say in the middle, trending upward. It's not amazing. It's not the best pate I've ever had. But, it was like a $4 or $5 can of pate. So I'm going to go the thumbs in the middle, trending upward. Ice Hand, you have had liverwurst? Sounds disgusting? Nah. I mean, honestly, okay. So again, a pate is made primarily with pork liver, this one. If you think about it, this goes back to I'm going to say like survival, right? So like you go back centuries, go back a few centuries. Let's say you have a cow. You have your family, and you have a cow, and maybe you have the cow for milk. Maybe you have the cow for food. So when the cow gets to a certain age and you're ready to eat that cow, you're not going to waste any part of it. You're going to use all of it. You're gonna cook down the bones into soup. You're going to use every single one of the organs. You're going to eat every single piece of that cow because you don't want to waste anything, because that's the only thing you have to eat. And so over a period of time, that's what people did. And so in general, as you started getting into like the 20th century, you would go to a butcher shop, and then stuff like livers and kidneys and hearts and stuff like that would be cheap. It would be like stuff that they would throw away. Or you okay, Doodle? Doodle, what did you eat? Maybe he smelled onion. He's like doing that hacking thing over there. You okay, Doodle? Doodle, you all right? I think he's okay. I think keep an eye on him. But yeah, you could go into a butcher shop, and then we're talking about maybe the early to mid 20th century. You could go into a butcher shop, and then like those livers, kidneys, hearts, stuff like that, really cheap, really, really cheap. And then in the 90s in the UK, they started the gastropub movement, and you started that whole nose to tail. Who is it? The guy, the chef at St. John's, Fergus Henderson. Really started the whole nose to tail movement, where they would take these organ meats that are called offals, and these throwaway meats, and they would escalate them. They would cook them into these wonderful dishes that they were starting to charge high prices for, these dishes that were typically made out of stuff that would get thrown away. And so all of a sudden you got this gastropub movement going. You've got this whole nose to tail movement going, and these organ meats, these cuts of meat, these throwaway cuts of meat, all of a sudden become more expensive. It's like monkfish. Monkfish, it used to be called poor man's lobster, because if you cooked it the right way, let's say you cooked it with lobster shells, right, it would take on a little bit of the flavor of lobster, and it had the texture of lobster. So they call it, and monkfish. We did an episode of monkfish. We cooked a monkfish. They're one of the ugliest things to ever come out of the ocean. And so it was generally a bottom-dwelling garbage fish, and it was called poor man's lobster, because if you cooked it the right way, it would have the texture of lobster. Well, now monkfish is more expensive than lobster, so you can get lobster actually cheaper than monkfish now. And lobster, when people first encountered lobster, it was mainly used as like food for pigs. They would feed it to pigs. They were like, we can't eat that. That's not food. We're not going to eat that. So it was like, yeah, it was a very lowly kind of food that nobody would eat. They would use it to feed the pigs, and then eventually lobster became this really fancy, very expensive thing. So kind of weird. Braunschweiger is pork liver. Liverwurst can be made of pork, beef, or chicken. There you go. The big differences. Thank you, Janice. Donkey. Let's see. May as well have snake balls with monkey brains. All right. I had snake, but never snake balls. I don't even know if snake has balls. I mean, male snakes probably have something like balls, but they're inside the snake. I don't know. I suppose if they have them, I can find a way to try those, and I would try them, because I have tried other testicles, many other animal testicles. What have I had? I've had, well, obviously Rocky Mountain oysters. I've had bison. I've had lamb, sheep, like wild sheep. I've had turkey, chicken, rabbit. That might be it. It might be it. I'm not sure. But yeah, I've had a lot of testicles. Oh, thank you. Janice posted our monkfish episode. So when you get a chance, watch that. Not now, because we're in the middle of something. We're in the middle of something right now. All right. So yeah, the pate, thumbs in the middle, trending upward. Yeah, it's a decent pate, but it's, at the end of the day, it's a pate. It is what it says it is. It's not like the best pate I've ever had, but thumbs in the middle, trending upward. Hey, that's okay, Duncan. I'll go along with the joke. All right. So our question was, what is the difference between pate and liverwurst? Let's see. Did anyone say what the difference between pate and liverwurst? Not Braunschweiger and liverwurst, pate and liverwurst. That was so long ago and so far away, but it was so much better than it is today. Another song. Anybody? It was long ago and it was far away, but it was so much better than it is today. What song? Pate is chunkier. Well, I mean, you know, maybe sometimes. That was the only guess. I've had liverwurst. Sounds disgusting. Liver is disgraceful. No, I mean, it's part of an animal. And if you're going to go through the trouble of eating a dead animal, eat the whole thing. You know, do that animal justice. I don't really see anybody answer it. The difference between pate and liverwurst is that liverwurst, it's the same thing. It's just that liverwurst is stuffed into a sausage casing. That's the difference. Liverwurst is turned into a sausage casing. So when you go to buy it in the store, it's in a sausage casing. Sometimes it's a sausage casing. Sometimes it's plastic, but it's still, that's the difference. Is liverwurst, it's a wurst, which is stuffed into a sausage casing. So there you go. Meatloaf, Paradise by the Dashboard. You are absolutely correct, Ice Hand. Oh, you taking off, Duncan? Oh, it's late on your end, but thanks for joining us, and hope we'll see you again soon. So if you're going to do the Halloween thing, stay safe and have a happy Halloween, and we'll see you on the flip side. So see you, Duncan. Thanks for joining us again, and thanks for coming back. All right, let's move the pate aside, and let's go on to our next snack. Let's see, what do we got? We have, well, why am I in this bag? This is the beverage bag. All right, here we go. Let's see. You know what? We did meat. We'll do more meat. Let's get the meat out of the way. There, that sits up there nicely. All right, so this is, we've been doing a lot of Jack Link's stuff lately, I guess because they're coming out with new and interesting things. This is Jack Link's Dorito Taco Flavor Meat Stick. Now, I hear Jack Link's, and to me, I think like sausage links, right? That's kind of where my head goes and everything. But actually, the guy who started the company, his name is Jack Link. So it's Jack Link '(S), like the company belonging to Jack Link, or the jerky made by Jack Link, right? So it's Jack Link's Dorito Taco Flavored Meat Stick. So Jack Link's was founded in 1986 by John Link. Jack is his nickname, so it's a real person, not just a catchy name. Jack Link's was founded in 1986 by Jack Link in Minong, Wisconsin. Okay, and this is again Doritos Taco Flavor Meat Stick. So here's our trivia question. Our trivia question is: who is credited as the originator of the hard shell taco? Not who actually was the originator of the hard shell taco. Who is credited as the originator of the hard shell taco? And let's go ahead and open this up. Limited time flavor. It's limited time because we're going to have it eaten here shortly. Let's see. Is that one you peel or you have to rip open? You're going to have to rip open. I know, Doodle, it's meat and it smells good, but let's see. What is this? What are the ingredients in here? I can't see the ingredients. Everything smells so good, doesn't it, Doodle? Everything smells like meat. Everything smells. Well, we're doing our meats first. We're doing our meats first, Doodle. And I know you like meat. You know what? As a special treat, after this, I'm going to give you some chicken and rice. You remember the chicken and rice that I made the other day? I'm going to give you some chicken and rice as a special treat. What do you think of that? Do you even know what I'm saying? We're just gonna snap into this. We're gonna snap into this. Almost all of these meat sticks have that kind of pepperoni, that kind of sharp, greasy pepperoni flavor to them. It has to be the spices that they use. Now, am I getting crunchy Dorito taco. No. See, there's a lot of things that are like chips that come out and they're supposed to be taco flavored, right? But what don't they have? They use taco seasoning in it, but they don't use the meat, right? So it lacks the meat. And you're looking for the meat while you're eating it, and you go like, yeah, I'm not getting taco because I'm not getting the meat. This one is meat with the other taco seasonings in it. So this should really be more, taste like a taco. The problem is that the meat that they're using is like, it's almost like a pepperoni. It has that kind of that kind of texture and that kind of almost sour taste, like a pepperoni. And typically you're not going to have a pepperoni taco, although that might be an idea for a suggestion for an episode: pepperoni tacos. You do get those taco spices, the taco seasoning spices. You do get those on your tongue afterwards, but the meat is like, it's a really strong meat, and it just kind of, yeah, that flavor, that taco seasoning flavor comes in afterwards. Now, as far as Doritos go, you're not getting that tortilla chip flavor. It's hard to see the ingredients on here because they're printed underneath the meat stick. I have to take the whole thing out to be able to look at it. So the thing that's missing is that it's Doritos. So you should get that Doritos flavor. You're getting the seasoning flavor, but you're not really getting the Doritos, the corn tortilla flavor. Just, you're not getting that. So that's missing. In general, it's pretty good for a meat stick because it takes it in a different direction. You do get that taco seasoning in there, so that's kind of nice. But it's just like that little taco flavor is little, right? The Doritos is big. So you expect it to have the Doritos flavor, and it really doesn't. It's missing that. It's missing that tortilla chip flavor. So I'm going to give it a thumbs in the middle, trending upward. Again, it's good. It does have that taco seasoning flavor. It does have that, like the sensation of eating a taco, but it's missing the Doritos flavor, and it says Doritos on it. So that's why it's going to get a thumbs in the middle, trending upwards. And that's a slight trending upward. Otherwise, it'd be a solid thumbs in the middle. All right. So the question was, who is credited as the originator of the hard shell taco? Let's see. Looks like Janice is the only one that answered the question and said Glenn Bell took credit for creating hard shell tacos. You are absolutely correct. Glenn Bell took credit for creating hard shell tacos. You could argue that the reason that Glenn Bell is attributed with creating hard shell tacos is because Glenn Bell was white in a time where really, Mexican chefs, Mexican restaurants and everything really didn't get a lot of credit, but he was white, and so he got credit for it. So Glenn Bell is credited with creating hard shell tacos. Now, if you don't know who Glenn Bell is, Glenn Bell was the person who founded Taco Bell. He created Taco Bell. He made Taco Bell specifically for white people. It was like Mexican food for white people, specifically what he was doing. And he based a lot of the food and a lot of his menus on the food at the Mitla Cafe. Mitla, I think it's M-I-T-L-A. Mitla, I think it's Mitla. The Mitla Cafe in San Bernardino, California. So I think when Matt Zion and I did a We Go Maine show in San Bernardino in Riverside, that area, I think we had stopped by it and we just filmed it really quickly. But he was Glenn Bell was a patron there, and he kind of copied the food, but just kind of made it for white Americans. So that's kind of what that deal was. So yes, Janice, you are correct. Glenn Bell is credited with creating the hard shell taco, although he did not actually do it. Patents for preformed taco shells were awarded to Mexican restaurant owners in the 1940s. The hard shell taco is simply a variation of tacos dorados, which are rolled rather than folded. So they're more like what we know as flautas, but the same things that are in the taco were inside the flauta, and they were called tacos dorados. I don't know if anybody still makes Tacos Dorados. They might not. All righty. So let's see. We're 2 snacks in. All right, let's do another snack. Now we're done with the meaty stuff. We have savory and we have sweet. So let's, as long as we're on savory, let's continue on the path of savory. We'll do sweet afterwards. Kind of clear our palate. Everybody knows corn nuts. Corn nuts. I'm going to be honest with you. I like corn nuts, but I like the Inca corn. And now Inca corn is, I was going to say a brand, not necessarily a brand, but a product of Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's sells one called Inca corn. But it's actually, Inca corn is actually a different type of corn, and it has larger corn kernels. Corn nuts does not use Inca corn. Corn from the Andes, corn that's grown in the Andes. The South American corn is unbelievable. I mean, it is unbelievable, flavorful. It is unbelievable. I mean, just the taste is it's incredible, and that's what they use for the Inca corn. Corn nuts is not. So these are corn nuts from the company Corn Nuts, the original company Corn Nuts. Corn Nuts was founded in 1936 by Olin Huntington in the Bay Area. And he basically he made the snack and he distributed it to bar. He did originally use Inca corn for it, and then he distributed the snacks to bars who would give them out for free. And so what happened is, I think it was after a certain amount of time, they made it illegal to give away free food at bars. The idea was, I guess, you're giving away free food to make people thirsty, to make them want to drink more. So they made it illegal to give away free food at bars. So at that point in time, he started struggling a little bit. His business was bought by Albert Holloway. And then Albert Holloway, after he bought the company, he started selling these in stores. And he trademarked the name Corn Nuts in the 1940s. So since it was a separate company until the 1940s, the company was sold to Nabisco in 1997. So now the company is owned by Nabisco. So the thing about Corn Nuts is, as we'll see in a minute, is if any of you ASMR freaks out there are going to love this, because corn nuts it's a pretty loud snack. I will share a story with you. Well, there's one company I worked for. We would have on Monday mornings, we would have a meeting, a very early morning meeting with all the managers. And the meeting was, to go over what's going on that week and what happened the previous week. And people would bring their breakfast in there. So like people would be there with apples, like eating their apple in the middle of the meeting, or eating like even oatmeal or something with their chewing with their mouth open and everything. And it was really annoying. And I went to the VP and I said, hey, can we set some sort of like rule or something that says that we can't eat lunch during these meetings, or we can't eat breakfast during these meetings? They go, no, of course not. Some people haven't had breakfast and everything. We should absolutely let people eat breakfast. I'm like, okay, no problem. Next meeting, I brought me some corn nuts to the meeting. Now, one thing, if you've ever eaten corn nuts, there's 2 things about them. One, they're loud, and 2, they have a particular smell. I wouldn't say that it's like a durian smell or a strumming smell, but they do have a particular smell. And so I went into the meeting and I started eating the corn nuts in the meeting. And remarkably, after that, they made a rule saying people couldn't eat breakfast in the meeting. So those are relatively large. Take a look. But these are loaded taco flavors. So as long as we're on the loaded taco thing, right? These are loaded taco corn nuts, artificially flavored. Now, I could see if they're talking about the meat, the artificially flavored for the meat. But I mean, honestly, how hard is it to do cheese and tomato? Well, let's see. Okay, corn seasoning, salt, spices, garlic powder, onion powder, tomato powder, corn, citric acid. All right, so it has corn. Obviously, it has corn, tomato, onion, and garlic powder. So what's missing? Lime juice powder, extractives of paprika. So what's missing from a taco? This has sour cream on it, and there's no sour cream in there. This has lettuce in there. There's no lettuce in there. So I don't know. I mean, when they say artificially flavored, I guess maybe they're talking about the meat. Bring these to the movies and see if you don't get kicked out. Steve Russell in the room. Hey, Steve. Exactly, Janice. Oh, I forgot to ask the trivia question. Trivia question, what is the loudest fruit? And I don't mean like, oh my God, this fruit is screaming. Listen to how loud this fruit is screaming. I mean, the loudest fruit to eat. What is the loudest fruit? Very, very similar spices to this. You do get that taco seasoning. I'm going to say like something that's going for a taco flavor. They use a taco seasoning. We did a review. Maybe we haven't published it yet. I'll have to check to see if we published it yet. We did a review of Netflix popcorn that is like ramen flavored popcorn, and it uses like ramen seasoning. These are easy to do if you think about it, right? So like this one, you can go to a grocery store and you can find a packet of taco seasoning. You just put that in with the corn nuts, and boom, you've got taco flavored corn nuts. The same with the ramen. You get the little flavor packet that gets inside the ramen. You put that on popcorn, boom, ramen flavored popcorn. Right? So a lot of these are easy, relatively easy. It starts to get harder when you start to do like the Nashville chicken. Now, Nashville chicken is typically, I think they use cayenne pepper, and they use a dry cayenne pepper, and they usually coat the chicken with the cayenne pepper. We can't just throw cayenne pepper on chips and say that it's Nashville hot chicken flavor, because you don't get that. Most of the flavor that comes from Nashville hot chicken is from the chicken, right? Tacos can be a different. I mean, you can have shrimp tacos, you can have beef tacos, you can have pork tacos. I mean, carnitas, pork tacos, fish tacos. So the sky's limits on that. If you get the taco seasoning down, you can kind of mimic the experience of eating a taco. All right. So these I'm gonna give them a thumbs up. I'm gonna give them a thumbs up. I like corn nuts. I like the plain corn nuts. This takes it to another level. It does have that taco experience, that taco seasoning experience and everything. They're pretty good. I'm gonna give that a thumbs up. All right. Our question was, what is the loudest fruit? Let's see. Have you tried a chamoy pickle? I don't know if we tried a chamoy. I remember with Julie, we tried a pickle in some red fluid, but I don't remember if it was chamoy or not. I wish she was here. She would be able to tell us. We might have, we might not have. Miguel, do they make these pickles where you can buy them when it's already sitting in that chamoy, or are you just talking about like putting chamoy on a pickle? That we might have to do that. And chamoy is like any of the grocery stores here in the LA area. You buy huge bottles of chamoy. So stick a pickle in there for a week or something, and maybe we can simulate that. But I don't know if it's possible to to buy them already made like that. Then I would certainly do that. Miguel, can you add that to our suggestion box, please? Wow, Janice, you not only did you get that right, you got it exactly right. All right, let's see. I reviewed a chamoy pickle I got at the fair. I did. Did you like it? Oh, okay. I don't understand the chip flavored beef jerky. Yeah, that one's a little bit harder. Again, it kind of tastes like the seasonings you put on it, but you're not getting that chip. You're not getting that chip experience from that. So I don't understand it either, Steve. It was pretty good. Okay. Yeah, Janice is absolutely correct. The question was, what is the loudest fruit? And the answer is the sweet tango apple. So apple itself is probably the loudest fruit, but sweet tango apple is specifically the loudest fruit because of I guess the crunch in its skin, in the skin of the apple. It is the loud. And when I say it's the loudest, it's kind of like an arbitrary thing. Like, yeah, it sounded really loud when he was eating that apple. I mean, you can eat an apple louder than the others, whatever. But they have actually done studies using a decibel meter, where they put the decibel meter near the food when people are eating. And it's not just like one person eats it and they go, that's it. It's like they'll do maybe 100 people eating it, and then they'll average out the amount of decibels that they get in the reading. And in doing so, they tested a bunch of different ones, and they found out that, in fact, the Tango apple is the loudest fruit. Alamo candy, big Tex dill pickle in chamoy or Rico. I'm going to say the one we did was Alamo candy. Janice, can you find that? Because I don't think we did that for a live stream. I think Julie and I did that as an episode. We did some sort of pickle in some sort of, maybe it was cherry juice or something, but it might have been chamoy. Janice, can you look and you can see that? It was one of the ones that Julie and I did, so it was probably either February or July time frame when we did that. Can you check to see? Because Alamo candy sounds correct. It sounds like the brand of the one that we were doing, but I can't remember if it was chamoy or it was like something else like cherry or something like that. I can't remember. All right, so we're down what, 3 snacks? 1, 2, 3. One more snack, and then we get to our soft drink. So let's see. Do we have anything else left savory? There's everything sweet. That's sweet. That's sort of sweet. I guess this is probably the next thing closest to savory. Get over there, corn nuts. This one, usually when I'm doing a live stream and I'm getting some different stuff together for the live stream, I do a lot of research. I do several hours of research when I'm doing this. So I basically find out, find out about the company, find out about the product, find out, how popular the product is, what the history is behind the product and everything. This one was a lot harder. I mean, it's obviously a chip, right? But the company, there's a lot of elusiveness about the company and stuff like that. So this one was a little bit more difficult, but not impossible. So this is from a company called YBC, and YBC stands for Yamazaki Biscuit Company, YBC. Their product line is called Chip Star, and this is YBC Chip Star butter and soy sauce potato chips, which sounds really interesting, butter and soy sauce potato chips. Now, I am guessing, and especially looking at the picture, that looks like Pringles, right? It looks like a Pringles type potato chip. Now, the thing about Pringles is they're not allowed to be called chips. And the reason they're not allowed to be called chips, in the United States, they're not allowed to be called chips. And the reason they're not allowed to be called chips is because they're not made with just potatoes. They're made with potatoes and wheat and I think corn as well. And so in the United States, they're not allowed to be called potato chips. Also, consequently, in the UK, they're not allowed to be called crisps because crisps are made from potatoes and Pringles are not, right? These, if you look at the ingredients, which they do have in English on the back, these are made from potato flakes. So that's probably how they get that uniform shape is potato flakes. So the primary ingredient is potato flakes, and there's no other kind of flour that they use. So there's no wheat, there's no corn, there's no rye, there's nothing else in there. It's just made from potato flakes. They're calling them potato chips, and they're probably legally allowed to call them potato chips because they're made from potatoes. It's just they're made from potato flakes. Vegetable oil and fat, butter, soy sauce, milk, sugar, salt, butter powder, cheese powder, yeast extract, bonito flakes. Bonito flakes, that's interesting. Buttermilk, because it doesn't say anything about bonito flakes on here. It just says butter and soy sauce flavor. Milk powder, emulsifier, sweetener, licorice sucralose. Licorice, that's bizarre. All right, so we're going to go ahead and try these. Our trivia question is, YBC, Yamazaki Biscuit Company, is part of the Yamazaki Baking Company, and Yamazaki Biscuit Company was founded in 1948 by Tojiro Ejima in Japan. Our trivia question is, this contains bonito flakes. What are bonito flakes made from? That's Bonito. What are bonito flakes made from? Butter soy sauce chips are popular in Japan. There are at least 4 companies producing them. Wow. And I never heard of them until I saw these. These, by the way, are from Cost Plus World Market. Look, a package within a package. I guess that's so you can't shake the can and end up crunching them all like you can with Pringles. You know what I can give you? I know you're interested. I know, Doodle, I have another piece of chicken. You want another piece of chicken? That I can give you. I'll give you another piece of chicken. I just can't give you all of these because I just don't know if there's any anti-dog stuff in there. You want that? You want that? Yeah, there you go. There you go. He's going to be hungry after this, I think. Caught in the wild Easter bonnet. That's funny. Oh man, they smell like butter. They smell like butter. Seriously. And anybody who says like butter doesn't have a smell, you never smell butter. Like, I'm seriously, if you ever like gonna fry something in butter and you put the butter in the pan and you can smell like the heat comes up and you can smell the butter. Seriously, you guys have smelled butter, right? Wow. Wow. That's a really strong butter flavor. And the soy sauce, which is kind of like a risky thing because you would think that soy sauce would overpower butter. It doesn't. You can actually taste both. Criminally expensive. Oh, butter. Yeah. There was a butter in Europe. There was a butter shortage. I want to say it was last year. And so like they were like arresting people in vans who were like smuggling butter into the country because it was that hard to find. And I'm not sure why there was a butter shortage, but maybe the cows weren't producing. Maybe, it's kind of like eggs. So here in the United States, I want to say it was sometime last year, the price of eggs went way, way, way up, and the price of chicken went up. And the reason that the price of eggs and the price of chicken went up is because there was a bout of avian flu, and they ended up having to kill like millions of chickens. And so you kill millions of chickens, egg-laying chickens, then your prices are going to go up. So that's one of the reasons that the price of eggs went up so high and the price of chicken went up, is because there was avian flu that ended up having to have them kill like millions of chickens, and that's why the prices went up. So it's possible that the same thing happened with butter, but I don't know. It's criminally expensive because I buy butter. I don't remember the last time I bought butter because butter lasts me a while, but everything's kind of expensive now. And without getting too political, I will say that some people, a lot of people in politics say that if you elect them, they will lower the cost, but they can't do it. None of them can. Part of the problem is, as time goes, like it's difficult to lower prices. Prices go up all the time. If you go back to the 1970s, you compare the price of things in the 1970s to the price of things now, the price is much, much higher. That's not going to go back down to 1970s prices. It's just impossible. It's not going to happen. But the trick is that when prices go up, which they always do, when prices go up, wages need to go up to match those prices, right? This is cost of living increase. And that just hasn't happened a lot lately. And so that's why people feel a lot more, is because wages have not been raised to match the cost of living increases and stuff. So there you go. No, you're right, Steve. No politician is going to fix it. They can't. So, and anyone who says they can is lying to you. Anyone who says they can't is lying to you. It's not a political issue. It is a commercial issue. And then there's varying other reasons too. Supply chain issues. The price goes up. Transportation issues, the price goes up. So it is what it is. We have to get used to that. You have to totally change your system to change that. All righty. Let's see. We did not get to the trivia question. The trivia question was, what are bonito flakes made from? Let's see. Ice Hand said caught in the wild Easter bonnets, which I don't know if that's correct, but I love that answer. Janice says bonito flakes are dried and flaked skipjack tuna. Again, very specific. Those look like the only two answers. The correct answer is, in fact, smoked and fermented skipjack tuna. So yes, 10 points, Janice again. TikTok shop or Amazon? Oh, talking to Janice. We've not seen Tom so far. Is he okay? I just talked to Tom last night. I was going to film something with Tom. We got some. He showed me a couple more memes from the Vulgar Chef, and we were gonna film some stuff today. He asked me when I wanted to film, and I said, well, how about today after the live stream? And he said, I'm going to be up till 1 a.m. So Sunday's not going to work for me. So that's the thing, is like he had something going on yesterday that ended up going up to 1 a.m. and everything. So my guess is he's sleeping. So yeah, that I'm sure he's okay. He's just resting because he had a long night last night. So I'm not sure what the deal is. I'm not sure what he was doing, but he just said he didn't want to film today because he was going to be up till like 1 in the morning or something like that. So, alrighty, let's see. How many was that? 4? That was that 4 snacks, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4 snacks. So it is time for our soft drink. You guys ready for this? You guys ready for our soft drink? I wanted to keep this one cold. Okay. So this is from who? Dang! No, that's the name of the company. Dang, That's Good. I'm not sure if the company is called Dang, That's Good, or the product line is Dang, That's Good, but it says Dang, That's Good. So Dang, That's Good. This is Dang, That's Good Italian cherry soda. This is their newest flavor. They've been around for a while. I'm not sure what their original flavor was, but this is their newest flavors. This is something new that they're doing. I like the little Italian flag on the label, the red, white, and green Italian flag, which is almost like the Mexican flag, except the Mexican flag has an eagle killing a snake in the middle of it. So it's a little bit different. So from their website, it says the Italian cherry flavor was developed to duplicate the taste of maraschino cherries preserved in maraschino juice. Okay, so this is called Italian cherry soda. Now, who out there, I'm going to give you a close-up of this, all right? Here's the soda, right? So who out there can tell me why, even though it says clearly on label Italian cherry soda, why this really isn't an Italian soda? Who can tell me why this really is not an Italian soda? So this is from the company that makes this is actually, it's not called Dang or Dang That's Good. The company is called Imperial Flavors Beverage Company. They were founded in Milwaukee, Wisconsin by Jack Pettigrew in 1964. So it says that they're trying to duplicate the taste of maraschino cherries preserved in maraschino juice. Now, maraschino cherries is kind of a process of how they make the cherries. But here's the question. The question is, what variety of cherry was first used to make maraschino cherries? So there's different cherries like Bing cherries or Rainier cherries, things like that. But which variety of cherry was first used to make maraschino cherries? For those who are unfamiliar with maraschino cherries, if you go to like a bar and you order a drink that has a cherry in it, and they put that cherry in there, the cherry is almost tastes like candy. So it's like sweetened with sugar. It's kind of translucent and it's bright red, right? So cherries don't typically look like that, but that's what a maraschino cherry is. So some drinks call for a maraschino cherry in the drink. If you go to like an ice cream parlor where they have, you get an ice cream sundae and it has a cherry on top, it's usually a maraschino cherry that they put on top of that. But which variety of cherry was first used to make maraschino cherries. All right, so we're just going to open this up and try this. Dang, that's good. Well, I will be the judge of that. Let's see, do they use cane sugar or do they use high fructose corn syrup? Sugar! Carbonated water, sugar, natural and artificial flavors, citric acid, because there's citric acid in everything, and sodium benzoate. Pretty basic, decent stuff. Where's my glasses? Here we go. I'm going to try a sip of this, and I'll tell you why in a second. So Tom is all shagged out after a long squawk. I would say yes. Beautiful plumage. My good man, the plumage don't figure into it. Hey, Freak, how's it going? Good to see you. I thought you were talking to Doodle. Doodle Freak Guru says, howdy. You going to say howdy? I guess that ear thing was a howdy. I could give you some soda, Doodle, but, well, sugar's not good for you. And is anything good for you? I don't think anything is good for you. All right, here we go. A sip. Italian sodas have carbonated water, and you add the syrup. Yeah, there's still something else missing, Janice. It tastes like maraschino cherries. It sure does. Nice carbonation. It really, I mean, honestly, tastes like maraschino cherries. Tastes exactly like maraschino cherries. That's gonna get a thumbs up. That's pretty good. If you're looking for a maraschino cherry flavored soda, that's it. That's the one right there. Dang, it's good. I didn't mean to frighten you. Janice says hi, Doodle. Janice says hi. You gonna say hi to Janice? You gonna say hi to Janice? Yeah? No? Okay. All right. So Janice, Italian sodas have carbonated water and you add syrup. That is correct. But there's something else that you add to an Italian soda, and that's heavy cream. So you add heavy cream to an Italian soda. That's the thing about an Italian soda. So here's what we're going to do. Well, first we're going to do this. First we're going to do. I have questionable thought about how this is going to taste, but. We still get that maraschino cherry flavor that's forward. And maybe it's because it's a 4.0 ABV on that beer. It doesn't really like, sometimes when we mix the beer and the soft drink together, we get that kind of, that beer funk that kind of takes over, even more so than just drinking the beer itself. But it's not as present here. It just, the beer doesn't take anything away from it at all. It's almost as the beer is like really subtle in there. Yeah, I mean it's not delicious by any means, but it's also not like so funky weird or anything. It's just kind of like meh. Now, you're probably wondering why I did that. I put water in here and I just kind of got whatever was in the glasses because we're going to make this into an Italian soda. Have you ever had the Munchies Ultimate Cheddar Chex Mix? At Quaker Oats Squares, they're discontinued now, but they were the best. The product line was called Munchies because I've had the Cheddar Chex Mix, but maybe it's a different one. Was Munchies the product line? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour this whole thing in here. And I don't know what the ratio is, but we do have some heavy cream. I could give this to you, Doodle. I have nothing to give this to you in. I think dogs can drink milk, right? Dogs can drink milk, can't they? It's Homer Simpson! Better late than never. How are we doing on time? Oh, wow. We're an hour and a half in, and we're halfway. I think we're good. What is the difference between club soda and sparkling water? If I'm not mistaken, club soda has like quinine in it. All right, so this is heavy cream. We're going to put some heavy cream in here, and then we're going to mix it up. I don't think it takes a lot of it. Ooh, look at that. Lava lamp. We made a lava lamp. I mean, literally, that milk is curdling. But that's what it does in a soft drink. Like when we did Pepsi milk, we had the same thing. So let's mix that up. It doesn't look like it mixes really, really well. It's kind of like, would I vomit? Mommy, would I vomit? I should use a straw. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Tastes like something you get at an ice cream parlor. That's nice. I think we put just right. I don't know what the right amount is, but if you look in there, it's kind of like, it's almost like curdling in there. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. A little sweet for me though, but still, that's an Italian soda. So there we go. Many dogs are lactose intolerant, so you might be doing a lot of cleanup later. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Many humans are lactose intolerant. It's kind of like like if I go to Starbucks, then if I get a latte, then I always make sure I get like oat milk or one of the fake milks or anything, because the thing is, you get that caffeine going in the coffee, and then you get the lactose intolerance with all that milk in there, and like it starts doing damage to the pipes and stuff, and it's not pleasant. So yeah. The odd thing is that I am lactose intolerant, but for some reason, ice cream and cheese don't bother me. I'm not sure why that is. Is it also called an egg cream? Egg cream is something else. So you have like a cherry phosphate. That's something else. An egg cream is something else, and there's another one too. So if you go to like any old-fashioned ice cream parlors, you're going to find those drinks: phosphate and egg cream. And egg cream doesn't have egg or cream in it, from what I understand. I'm trying to remember. We did try an egg cream. I think it was coffee flavored egg cream. We did try that at Bartley's in Harvard Square when we went there to get a burger. We also got an egg cream there, because they had egg creams on the menu. They're popular in delis, so a lot of delis have egg creams. It's kind of like a New York deli thing. That was close. Me and my big elbows. Alrighty, so that's our beverage portion. That's a combination of Kenny's back. All right, Doodle. You just have to kind of not be in the way there. All right, so we're going to do snacks, and we're down to our somewhat savory and sweet stuff, so we'll work that way. We'll work in that direction. Again, Thai Lays. We did a Thai Lays before. They have the most interesting flavors. What Doodle's like, he's like, hey, you're supposed to be petting me. You can talk later. Those people can wait. Your job is to pet me. Your job is to make me feel comfortable and warm and loved. He's such a neat little guy. All right. So we are doing nori flavored Thai Lays. Nori is seaweed. It's typically the seaweed that's used to wrap sushi, which is why you can see here it has a picture of sushi. It is not sushi flavored. It is nori flavored. So it is the seaweed wrap that you put on the outside of sushi that is the flavoring of these chips. So this is, again, a product of Thailand, as we would expect. Now, when I was looking at the ingredients, I noticed that it said contains fish and soybeans, which is really weird, because when you look at the ingredients, neither fish nor soybeans are listed in the ingredient, but it still says contains fish and soybeans. So I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's kind of weird. Lay's, the company Lay's, we've gone over this before. I should ask you guys. Lay's was founded in 1932 by Herman Lay as H.W. Lay Lingo and Company in Nashville, Tennessee. The company merged with the Frito Company in 1961 to become Frito-Lay, and then has been part of PepsiCo since 1965. Lay's was first introduced into Thailand in 1995. So as long as we're talking about Thailand, here's our trivia question. What is the national dish of Thailand? Again, what is the national dish of Thailand? Now, I will tell you that there is almost no English writing on here. There is a little section here that has the ingredients on it in English. Everything else is in Thai. So I had to get out Google Translate on my phone and use the camera mode for Google Translate. Not a whole lot of smell to that. Oh, look at that. You see this? Hang on a second. You see those specks in there? That's the nori. I'm hoping it tastes like sushi. Here's the thing about sushi that cracks me up is like people who never had sushi before. Did you ever try sushi? Oh no, I would never try that. What? I don't like dead fish. I'm like, sushi isn't necessarily fish. Yeah, some sushi does have fish in it. It's not necessarily fish. There's a lot of it, that does not have fish in it. And when I say fish, I'm talking about seafood in general, crab, imitation crab, all that fun stuff. But some of it is not. It's sushi are the rolls, and there's a variety of different things in it. And sometimes they're vegetarian, or sometimes it's just vegetables and stuff in there, vegetables and rice, and there's no fish in it at all. I think what they're thinking of is they're thinking of sashimi. So when people think of sushi, they think of sashimi, but they take a piece of the sashimi, they put it on a little square of sushi rice, and they wrap a piece of nori around it. And I think that they consider that sushi too. Maybe it is actually considered sushi, but the little slabs of raw fish, that's sashimi. There's not necessarily fish in sushi. There's sushi with fish in it, but not necessarily all sushi is fish. So somebody could go to a sushi bar and find something that they could eat if they don't like fish. Seaweed has typically, or nori, like sometimes you buy those little nori sheets that you could just snack on. There's a very earthy flavor, a very almost like a burnt flavor. There's kind of like a burnt flavor, and almost a papery kind of flavor. And I don't talk about papery texture. I'm talking about papery flavor, tastes like paper. So like when you're eating one of those sheets of nori, of the seaweed snacks and everything, sometimes you can only eat so much of it before it starts that kind of, it's almost like the flavor of kale. It's like that kind of like kale flavor. You can almost eat so much of it before it starts to affect you. These are nice. So you definitely, it's a potato chip, so you definitely get that potato flavor. You do get that nori flavor, but it's light enough to not like overpower the chip and everything. So it's just this kind of added flavor. You even get that kind of like with nori when you're eating the sheets of the little seaweed snacks. What I like to do is I don't even chew them. Basically, I just let it sit on my tongue and I let it reconstitute. And then once it reconstitutes, then I eat it and everything. And it's almost like the flavor of like fresh seaweed. Yeah, those are really good. Again, if you don't mind the flavor of the nori, like the wrapping on the sushi rolls, then you'll love these. If you like that flavor, if you don't mind that flavor, then you will love these. These are really, really good. You do get that. It starts with the potato flavor and then it ends with the nori flavor and everything. So those are really good, and those are going to get a thumbs up from me. YBC and Calbee make seaweed potato chips. Are they like this, or are they made from seaweed? Like, do they mix the seaweed in with the chip? Because this seems like the nori in here is like a coating on the chips. as opposed to like embedded in the chips themselves. When on YBCs and Calbees, Janice, do you know if they're like kind of in the chips? Do they make them look sort of like the Pringles, like, you know, where they use the flakes and they just kind of mix everything together? Maybe it's like that. Sashimi, I don't. Sashimi. No, not. Yeah, I don't even know you. So it'll be like sashimi. You don't even know me. I think that one works better. Egg creams have milk, carbonated water, and syrup, no egg. Yeah, I know it was something that they didn't have on there. So back to our trivia question. Our trivia question was, what is the national dish of Thailand? Let's see. Did anyone even answer that? Yes, Janice said pad thai. And Ice Hen said pad thai, and Freak Guru said pad thai. And you're all wrong. It's pad thai. Why would you even say that? No, of course, it's pad thai. It even has Thai in the name. Pad Thai is the national dish of Thailand. How many of you had pad Thai? I like it. It's not like my go-to when I go to a Thai restaurant. It's pad Thai. Most of the Thai restaurants, you know, that I've been to, or that are popular, or that are easy to get to, are kind of Americanized Thai. Even though it's the national dish of Thailand, it's kind of like, if you ever go to like a authentic hardcore Thai restaurant, they're not really pad Thai is not going to be like the most popular item on the menu. They're going to have like lard and all kinds of like other unusual items on the menu instead. But yeah, pad Thai is it's noodles with different vegetables in it and meats. You usually get a choice of meat in there. I don't know if there's like a standard one that they put in it. It's pretty good. It's hard to ruin, but it is ruinable. I have had some that were questionable, and I've also had some that were outstanding. So I think a lot of it has to do with how you cook the noodles, like how well the noodles are prepared. Couldn't you sprinkle nori flakes or furikake on potato chips and get the same results? I suppose you could, as long as they stay on the chip. So for some reason, the process they use here, the nori flakes stay on the chip. So it's probably the same process as if you sprinkle them on yourself. But if I had nori flakes, I could do that. I do have some furikake. I could try that. Tom is not here, Steve. I talked to Tom last night because we're going to be filming something, and I asked him if he wanted to film after our live stream today, and he said, I'm not going to be in any condition to film because I'm going to be up till 1 or 2 in the morning or something. So he had something to do that was going to be very, very late, which means he's probably sleeping right now. If he wakes up and he pops in, we might see him, but I wouldn't necessarily count on it. All righty. Enough of you, Lays. We're running out of room here. Look at that. That's separated. That Italian soda I made separated. That's good. Really sweet, but good. I mean, honestly, how many times do you guys see me go back to the soft drink? We like to add furikake to popcorn. Yeah, that works too. Do they make sesame oil flavored Lays? I'm sure there's probably a bunch of Lays that has sesame oil in them, but not specifically sesame oil or chips fried in sesame oil. Sounds like you could make those yourself. Now, I have a Fry Daddy, and I have a Madeline slicer. So in theory, I could make sesame oil chips. The problem is that sesame oil is very expensive. So for me to buy a bottle of sesame oil big enough to fill my Fry Daddy, it would be very expensive. It would be cost prohibitive. I use sesame oil all the time for various things that I cook, but I just have a small bottle like that. All right, let's see what else we got. We got how many snacks we got left? We got 1, 2, 3, and we got. Well, better get a move on it because we got 20 minutes left. All right, let's see. That's sweet. That's not sweet. Let's do this. All right, this is from a company called Sweet Chaos, or a product line called Sweet Chaos. The Sweet Chaos product line was launched by Kenny's Candy and Confections. A lot of K's there, but it's K's and C's, but it sounds like a lot of K's. Kenny's Candy and Confections was created by father and son team Daryl and Kenny Nelson by merging two of their companies in 2016. KLN Family Brands was founded in 1964 as Tuffy's Pet Foods in Parham, Minnesota. All right, so this is dill popcorn flavored. It says made with real dill and vinegar. It does not say made with pickles. It does not say made with cucumbers, but it is made with real dill and vinegar. So, okay, that's fine. So we're on the subject of cucumbers. Here's our trivia question. Where were cucumbers first cultivated? Again, the question, where were cucumbers first cultivated? This is non-GMO. Let's see, popped in coconut oil, made with real vinegar. I don't know if it's vegan. It is gluten-free. It doesn't say vegan. That's okay. It wouldn't stop me from eating it anyway. I think we need to get the scissors out for this one. Doodle, I don't think you would like this. I'm just guessing, but I somehow don't think you would like this. I think dill won't bother you, and vinegar won't bother you. But what else is in here? Sunflower oil, dill pickle seasoning, sugar, salt, garlic powder. Nope, that's a no. That's garlic powder and dill. I can't let you have that. I would be an irresponsible dog owner if I let you have that. I'm getting the vinegar. I'm getting the dill. Why don't they just be honest and just say dill and vinegar flavor instead of dill pickle flavor? No, okay. Okay, I'll be fair. Pickle is not necessarily a cucumber. You can have all kinds of things that are pickled. Pickle is the process used to preserve cucumbers, but also tomato. You can have green, pickled green tomatoes, pickled all. I mean, the pickling process is just either using a brine or vinegar, a vinegar or salt brine to preserve things. That's pickling, right? So you could say pickled, right? But they put a picture of a pickle on the label, you know, not like a barrel of vinegar or anything. They put a picture of a pickle on there, but there's no pickle in here. There's no cucumber in here. It's like Indian pickle. Have you ever had Indian pickle? It's like not a side dish, really. It's a condiment that you use for meats and stuff. And it is vinegar based, but honestly, there almost never has cucumber in it. It's usually like lemon pickle. They usually say like mango pickle, lemon pickle, stuff like that. But almost never has cucumber in it. That's pretty good. I like that. I'm just like, why the picture of the pickle? So I'm going to say thumbs up. That's pretty good. It probably has more like pickle flavor. And again, I'm not talking about pickled cucumbers. I'm just talking about pickle in general. It has more pickle flavor than a lot of other products I've tried. So that it's going to get a thumbs up. I just don't know why they put a picture of a pickled cucumber on the outside because it has no cucumber in it. So still good though. All right. Our question was, where were cucumbers first cultivated? Let's see. Icehan says India. Janet says first cultivated in the Himalayan foothills of northern India and Nepal. So that would mean you're both right. It is India. They were first cultivated in India around 2000 BC. So they've been around that long. Not as pickles, but as cucumbers. So there we go. And there's a lot of varieties of cucumbers. There's like hothouse cucumbers. There's Persian cucumbers. There's English cucumbers and everything. There's a lot of different varieties of cucumbers, but they're all native to India. All righty. What do we got left? We got 2 left, and yeah, we have enough time. We have plenty of time. All right, now we're down to our sweet stuff. Sweet and sour. Let me put it that way. All right, I'm running out of space here. Let's see if I can make some space over here. That's a total mess right there. All right, I will tell you that these are, there go my scissors. These are one of the things that, like, when I'm visiting Julie, like, we can go through a box or a bag of these in like no time. There's certain things that like Julie and I will just sit there and go like, no, we'll just save some for tomorrow. Yeah, that's a good idea, and then they're gone. One is black licorice, won't last, doesn't last in her house. The other one is ginger snaps, and they will not last in her house. So we are doing. I think we've done ginger snaps before, but I chose this one just because of the flavor. So these are from. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. This is Swedish. I'm going to say Nyåkers or Nyåkers, maybe Nyåkers crackers. It's NYA with a little circle on the top of it, KERS. So any of you Scandinavians want to tell me how to pronounce that, that would be great. Nyåkers. I'm going to say Nyåkers for now until somebody corrects me. I'm not proud. I'm not so proud that I won't correct myself if I find out the right pronunciation. Nyåkers cranberry ginger snaps. So I thought that was interesting. We've done ginger snaps before. We've done different. I think we did pumpkin spice ginger snaps before, but these are cranberry flavored ginger snaps, which I thought sounded really interesting. Stoner Kitchen's in the room. I didn't see him come in, but I was busy yapping. Oh, you feel awful. Oh, that's too bad, Stoner. Take care of yourself, please. John came in earlier. I haven't seen John post anything, but John had some back surgery a while ago, and hopefully he's feeling good too. Yeah, we just got to be, careful and take care of ourselves. I need some hair of the dog. Well, Doodle is not going to give up any of his hair for you. All right, so these are a product of Sweden. They are vegan. Nyåkers Pepparkakor was founded in 1952 by Bengt and John Astrom in Nyåkers, Sweden. So it's named after the town where they're from. So Nyåkers, Sweden was founded in 1952. And so our question is, Pepparkakor is the Swedish name for ginger snaps. But where did ginger snaps originate? Where did ginger snaps originate? That's our trivia question. So let's go ahead and try these. They sound really good. See, this is dangerous because, after the live stream, if these are still sitting in front of me, yeah, bad news. They don't have that typical ginger snap smell. So maybe the ginger's toned down on this. They're crunchy, but they're not that crispy. Ginger snaps have that snap, right? Just like that really sharp snap. They're really crispy. These aren't that crispy. They're crunchy, but they're not that crispy. It's like if you've ever made gingerbread men for like Christmas time, do you prefer your gingerbread men thick and cakey, or do you prefer them thin and crispy? I prefer mine thin and crispy, but I don't know what other people like. A michelada and menudo. Oh, that's why you don't feel good. Okay. Yeah, again, I don't know about Tom's situation. I just know he said he was going to be up late, so I don't know if it was a party situation or a family thing, or I don't know. He didn't specify. Now, let me be honest with you. The cranberry flavor in here, it's too subtle. And maybe it's because ginger is a really strong thing, right? So if you have ginger snaps, a really strong taste of ginger can overpower a lot of stuff. I'm not getting any cranberries in here. Now, they're decent ginger snaps. I'm going to have to give them a thumbs in the middle trending downward. All right. So first of all, part of the reason that they're trending downward is it says cranberry flavored, but I don't really taste the cranberries. So that's one thing. The other thing is the texture, right? Ginger snap should have a snap to it. They should have, they should be crisp and have a snap to it. And those don't. They're crunchy, but they don't. Flavor-wise, they're good. So that's why I'm not rating them really low and everything. But A, they don't deliver on the cranberry flavor, and B, the texture is off a little bit. So I'm going to say thumbs in the middle, trending downward on that one. All right. Our question was, where did ginger snaps originate? And Ice Hen said Gilligan's Island, which is like my favorite answer of the day, I think. Janice is saying Smart and Final carries a, so I thought maybe she was saying they originated at Smart and Final, but that's not the case. Janice didn't answer it. Oh, no, there it is. Originated in Europe and brought to Americas by German, Dutch, and English settlers, first mentioned as ginger snaps in 1805. Okay. Yeah, they're a little bit older than that. So they originated as, they were originally called Lebkuchen. They were originated by German monks in the 13th century. So the earliest reference to them are something called Lebkuchen in Germany, made by German monks in the 13th century. And again, pepperkaker is the Swedish version of ginger snaps. It's the same thing. All righty. So, but yeah, originated in Europe. That covers it, Janice. And you didn't say when, so yeah. Germany by monks in the 13th century. Smart and Final carries a 56-ounce Otogi sesame oil for about $17. That's 56 ounces. Oh my God! Smoke point for sesame is over 400 degrees, so you can fry with it. Yeah, that's the idea. I don't know. I would need 56 ounces. Like a quart would be fine. Do they have smaller ones at Smart and Final, Janice? Yeah, I'll take a walk. I will take a walk to Smart and Final after the live stream. Okay, we got one snack left. How are we doing on time? Oh yeah, we're good. We are good. We will have time for goop melange. And here is our last item to try. And I did this one last for a reason, because I figured I wouldn't be able to taste anything afterwards if I did that one like early on. These are new. Apparently that's what it says. I can't. This thing is addictive. I can't stay away from this. I don't know why. It's addictive. I'm not a big soda person. I can't stay away from that. That's so weird. All sorts of sizes and brands. Oh, I will check that out, Janice. Thank you. These are from Trolli, and I don't know if you guys have had Trolli, but they make like gummy candy. But this is new, and these are sour electric crawlers. So they're gummy worms, and each worm, does that have a face? It doesn't have a face. It's more like a snake. These are, but crawlers are worms. Two flavors zapped together. I wonder if that's like for Halloween or something. So each of these have two flavors. There's 3 different colors. There's a red one, an orange one, and a blue-green one. And I think it did say, yeah. So the blue and green one is blueberry lemonade. The red one is mango dragon fruit, and the orange one is watermelon strawberry. It says naturally and artificially flavored, which I hate, because then you've got to figure out which one's which. I don't suppose I have to open that one from the bottom, but oh, that's, yeah. I'm opening it from the side. All right, so this is the watermelon strawberry. Sour electric. I'm not getting electricity. Wow. If you were going to compare these to Sour Patch Kids, where Sour Patch Kids are a 10, this would be about a 3, maybe a 3.5. Hardly sour at all. Not getting the watermelon flavor on that one. Maybe that's the artificial flavor, though. Watermelon and strawberry. I'm not really getting that flavor from that. It's like almost like mango, but the red one's supposed to be mango. So let's try that one. So this is the one that's mango and dragon fruit. I'm not getting the mango so much. I'm getting a little bit of the dragon fruit. And that one maybe is slightly more sour than the other one. And so the last one is the blueberry lemonade. It's more candy than I eat in a month. They say these are different flavors, but they all kind of taste the same. Now, there's a lot of lightning and stuff on here, right? It just doesn't seem to match the hype. They just don't really seem to be that like sour, that crazy sour. I was expecting them to be like off the charts, like sour and everything, and they're really not. I'm gonna give that one. I'm gonna give the thumbs in the middle, trending downward, because I mean, like I said, the outside hypes up the flavor. I mean, hypes up that whole sourness, but it's just not there, and flavor-wise, it's not really meeting the flavors. So we have 10 minutes left. It sounds like we have just enough time for Goût Mélange, everybody. Goût Mélange. I didn't ask a trivia question for that one, did I? I did not. Did I even have one? I might not even had one. Let's see. Yeah. So the Trolli product line was introduced by Willy Mederer, which the name of the company was Willy Mederer KG, which was founded in 1948 by Willy Mederer in Fürth, Germany. Trolli's U.S. operations were sold to Favorite Brands International in 1966, which then was sold to Nabisco in 1999, which then was sold to Kraft Foods in 2000, which then was sold to Wrigley's in 2005, and Farley's and Sather's Candy Company in 2006, which merged with the Ferrara Candy Company in 2013. It sounds like nobody wanted them. So they just kept on getting sold and moved around. I got to do Goût Mélange doodle, so I can't have you some. No, because I got a lot of like hand movements and stuff, but this won't take very long. All right, so let's start with our Lay's Nori Seaweed Potato Chips. All right, and then our dill pickle popcorn. Let's see. Our Chip Star butter and soy sauce potato chips. How many chips do we have? Do we have 2 or 3 chips? I'm getting more on the floor than in the cup. Here's the thing: if they can make these chips shaped like Pringles, make them out of potatoes, why are Pringles not made just with potatoes? All right, our corn nuts. For volume, let's see. I think I'm gonna just do one of these electric worms. No, I better use 2. Let's do a different flavor. Let's do the blue one. Alrighty, and then our Jack Link's Doritos meat stick. I got Doodle up here. He smelled the meat. He's like, I know that smell. That's meat. You can't fool me. I know meat when I smell it. Doodle, this has garlic and onion in it. It's not good for either one of us. You because it'll make you sick, and me because I'll have to clean up after you. I know, Doodle. I know. I will be with you in a moment. And last, and probably least, our pate. Oh, this is going to be fun. Our pate that Doodle thinks is dog food. Oh my God, it looks like, no, it looks like cat food. It really, oh, and it smells like dog food. No wonder he's up here. He's like, that's my food. What? You can't eat my food. Don't eat my food. It's not your food, Doodle. Trolli have pork in it? Are you serious? Corn syrup, sugar, water, modified cornstarch, gelatin. Ah, maybe it's the gelatin. It doesn't say meat, but it has gelatin in it. So the question is how is that gelatin? If they're using it to, like, if they're cooking down like pork bones for the gelatin, yeah, then it would have it in it. Gelatin from pork and cow, yeah. I used to live in Woburn, Massachusetts, right behind, or not too far from General Foods, which was right off the highway, right off I-93. And the General Foods plant that I lived near was where they made Jell-O. And for years, people in the neighborhood would complain because apparently what they would do is they would boil down the like cow hides and bones for the collagen to make Jell-O, and then they would kind of like bury the carcasses in the, you know, on the grounds behind where the plant was. And so I don't know if it was a combination of those carcasses or the them cooking down the cow hides and stuff, but the smell in the area was not pleasant. All right, here we go. Goop melange, ladies and gentlemen, and those of you in between. I don't judge. What happened to my spoon? Oh, it's in here. Oh, that was the pate, and it landed face down. Seriously, the pate just fell and landed face down on the floor. But fortunately, it didn't come out. So I just got to keep Doodle from getting at it. I need to get a bigger workspace for this. This is, everything's so tight here. I can't help myself. All right, here we go. Well, Stoner, you're not alone. I know a lot of people like that. They get to a certain age and they're going like, I can't do this anymore. Some of them have given up alcohol completely. Some of them have said, I think even Matt Zion from Reckless Eating, I think he said something like, only when I'm doing a review, I'm not going to drink outside of that and everything. But yeah, it's a decision a lot of people make. It also helps prevent you from maintaining your weight. There's all kinds of other things. For me, I have a beer every week, like usually on a live stream. That's it. That's my intake for the week. So it's not a real problem for me. But I do know a lot of people who have cut down or quit completely just because, you know, as we age, it's harder to combat the effects of that. All right, here we go. Trolli also makes halal gelatin gummies with beef gelatin. I think I got these at Cost Plus World Market. I didn't see anything that specifically said halal. Man, there's some serious weirdness going on here. Texture-wise, the corn nuts are off the charts. Flavor-wise, I'm getting the dill pickle from the popcorn. I'm getting the pate. That's really strong flavor. The fruity flavor from the from the Trolli gummy worms. I'm getting the sweetness from that, but I'm not getting the sourness from that. Not getting the nori. Not getting the Jack Link's meat stick. Not getting the butter and soy sauce chips. Those are just noise in the background. Like I said, I'm getting the sweetness from the gummy worms. I'm getting the crunch from the corn nuts. I'm getting the pickle from the popcorn. And the meat, the pate. I'm going to rate this higher just on it's being unusual. So a lot of unusual flavors and textures going on there. As far as like, is it sensible? Like, is this a good Chex Mix? No. I would not serve this at a party. I would not even make this again. But none of the flavors are really offensive. There's just really odd. You get these odd pockets of flavors in different places, and some of the other stuff disappears. So yeah, this one wasn't too bad. If I was going to rate this as a gout melange, I would say thumbs in the middle, trending upward. So like I said, the flavors are really interesting in there. The textures are really interesting in there. I think the only thing that would ever get a solid thumbs up, I think we made one a couple of weeks ago where it tasted like pumpkin pie almost, and that was like a solid thumbs up. This one, yeah. So it's going to get a thumbs in the middle, trending upward, just because those flavors and textures are really interesting. So once again, another Trippy Food live stream, grab bag live stream in the can. And I thank you guys for participating. It looks like, so our poll was basically to see how many people ever went out and tried something. Have you ever tried any item because you saw it on one of our live streams? 76% of you said yes. So almost over 3/4 of you had, oh my God, I've had this on top chat the whole time. I apologize. If I missed anything, I apologize. I've had this on top chat, and I didn't want to. So please forgive me if I forgot anything. Now, so again, 76%. That's pretty decent. So I'm glad that I have that influence on you, where you saw some interesting and different things, and you decided to go out and try that. And you should always be that way. You should be always curious about different things and always willing to try different things. I mean, not necessarily what you see on our channel, but just different things in general. And so that's kind of the way to go. Never turn anything down. Like if you've never had something before, never turn it down. It doesn't matter what it looks like. What you're going for is flavor and everything. But always try something at least once. Like, don't say I don't like balut just because you don't like the way it looks. Try it, and then if you honestly don't like it, then then say so. Just kind of like close your eyes, focus on the flavor, see what you think of the flavor and everything. Sometimes you can't get the smell, past the smell, but try to do that too, because sometimes, like durian has a questionable smell, but it has actually a really good flavor. So give it a shot and give it a try. Always try new things. Go places that you haven't been. Time is short. Our time here is very, very short. And so if you say to yourself, hey, I've always wanted to see whatever, the Eiffel Tower. I always wanted to see the Eiffel Tower. Well, make plans to go see it. Make it happen. Find a way to do it. Because, like I said, things happen where you can't do it, or, our time is very short here. So I think it was Miller Beer that said you got to grab all the gusto you can, right? So grab that gusto and challenge yourself and try different things and everything, because you'll find that there's a whole world of exciting and wonderful things out there that you probably have deprived yourself of just because you're not willing to step outside of your comfort zone just for a little bit. So definitely do that. You never have to have it again if you don't like it or whatever, but definitely do that. So once again, we thank you for joining us. If you have not subscribed to us, we're around, I want to say 5,700 subscribers. So we're not too far away from 6,000. That'd be nice. So if you have not subscribed to us and you watch our channel, then please do subscribe, like the videos, leave comments on the videos, and we appreciate your continued support. Also, the other channels that we recommend to you, Janice Yamanaka's channel, Tom, Old Guy in Colorado, Reckless Eating. There's just so many good channels, and a lot of people that we actually work with. For a full list of who those people are, go to our main YouTube page, and down at the bottom it is featured channels. Go into featured channels and you'll see them there. When you watch those channels, when you go to those channels and you like them, and I know that you will, be sure to subscribe to those channels as well. Be sure to like those videos. Be sure to leave comments on the videos. And when you do subscribe, there's like 3 different subscription options. So there's one with a little bell with little lines on it. That will give you an alert every time somebody posts a video or is posts that they're going to be doing a live stream. So you guys will know. You'll know up front, and you won't have to wonder. I wonder if they're doing a live stream this week or anything. You'll know because it will be posted. So I do thank you all once again for your continued support, and I sound like a broken record, I know, but this is always the high point in my week, being able to share time with you guys. It's a great community. I mean, honestly, I mean that honestly. It's just a great community that I get to converse with you, and I get to have fun with you. You learn from me, I learn from you, and we all have a lot of fun. And that's what this is all about. So we're going to keep this going as long as we can go. I don't really care. I don't get paid that much for this. But we're going to just keep it going as long as we can. And I thank you for being a part of it. But just remember that it's crazy out there. So please be careful. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others. And we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.